Welcome to the inaugural episode of the Benched Press.
A.K.A. Big Dick Bandit.
Had to slip it in there.
I can't do it in there. I always slip it in there.
My name's Carl Dewberry. You'll hear me probably called a lot of names throughout this podcast. Some of them good, some of them bad. And I'm sitting here with Aaron Brutal Poodle Eckloff.
You know, it's me. Hello.
Currently looking like if an Al Qaeda had sex with a Polynesian.
It's racism on the first episode.
No, not
just
even.
Just racism on the first thing.
If anybody could see your beard right now, they would know exactly what I'm talking about.
They'd want to fucking live in it.
Super
probably.
Accurate.
And
yeah.
we got the young cub, Tomo, aka my little brother.
Yo! Nathan Tomo, our producer.
Don't do that ever again, though.
He's gonna be doing fact checking for us, and he's gonna chime in every now and then when we need some direction. Why don't we tell everybody first and foremost what we're drinking on right now? We'll be opening a few craft beers throughout the podcast, and we're starting with Aaron. Take it away.
My favorite beer, Left Coast Asylum, 11.5%, I believe.
11.8%.
Yeah. Gosh, you're supposed to be fact checking me over there, Tomo.
So super high gravity beer, but
triple Belgium style,
but really light, right? I mean, it's very drinkable.
That's why I prefer. Everyone, they're like, "Oh, you're doing a double IPA, triple IPA." What they don't understand is the more alcohol content you get, my friend, the more sugars. So it's going to be smoother. Right. So you're not going to have as much hops. You're going to have it's nice. Mm-hmm. And it's crisp, and it has a lot of flavors, very complex, and it gets you fucked up. Awesome.
Definitely one of my favorites. You know that Belgians are pretty much any kind are my favorite.
Belgians are always so smooth, so that's what's awesome. Because most Belgians, you don't have a lot
Belgian.
of alcohol.
Belgians.
Belgian. Let me see your Belgian. But no, so Belgians are really nice and crisp, especially when we live in Arizona. They're really nice in the sun.
Yeah. So
they usually have a little alcohol content. So when you get a triple Belgium, you get that. You get the extra little something. And yes, I do.
Little some.
And yeah, so Left Coast Asylum is in my right hand. In my left hand, we have a nice vodka and Mio.
Which, by the way, if you haven't experienced, you need to, because you're getting hydrated all night long while you're getting fucked up. Yep. Best day after ever.
So you could take that girl to breakfast in the morning.
if she's not in a cab the night before,
or you have her take you to breakfast, which I prefer.
Oh, babe, I forgot my wallet.
Well, no, I just prefer. I performed so well the night before that they want to thank me.
Repayment, right?
So it's psycho.
So, anyways, the podcast is going to mainly be about sports. Pretty much the driving force behind me and Aaron's life, because I'm pretty sure if sports weren't in our lives, we would both probably be doctors and lawyers at this point, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, that or dead. One of the two.
Or dead. Or Aaron might be playing professional street hockey in California right now. Put on the pads. So we'll be going over random topics. Not anything specific. We'll hit some highlights on the week's news. We'll have some fantasy tidbits, our opinions, pretty much anything and everything. We just hope you like what we have to say. And I think we want to get started by telling you guys a little bit about ourselves. Getting a little bit personal, not too in deep. I was born in January 1990, so I'm 26. And I'm a business owner, and I really wanted to do this in my spare time because I feel like I have some fresh takes on what people talk about nowadays in the headlines. And I've seen so many people say the same thing over and over again over a day of watching ESPN that I'm so sick and fucking tired of it.
And then, to cut him real quick, then you go to the bar and you start talking about sports.
Yeah.
And everything that everyone's saying at that bar was what they saw on SportsCenter that day.
Yeah, not a real fucking original
or like,
thought
oh,
in their
yeah,
head.
Bleacher Report too. So do I, you know? Like,
yeah. So Basically, I thought I had some original thoughts that I could share with everybody and maybe give them an interesting take on on the same thing that they've been seeing all week long. Uh, I thought it was pretty important that me and Aaron tell you right from the beginning where our biases are.
Yes.
So I'm going to start with myself. Just so you guys know, we will be jockeying our own team's dicks.
Absolutely.
Because that's how we do it.
Because we don't work for nobody.
Right.
So we have our own opinions.
I was born in Houston, Texas. I am a Texas sports fan in everything. Houston Astros, Houston Rockets, Dallas Stars. But I am a diehard
Bandwagon. No, I'm just kidding.
Denver
Totally
Broncos fan, asshole. When I was young, but still already into sports, the Houston Oilers left and moved to Tennessee. And my grandpa was the biggest Cowboys fan that ever existed. And when I say that, I mean custom paint job on the truck, a whole room with like 2 shelves full of memorabilia that my mom lived in for a couple years, and dog leash, sheets, you name it. Anyways, he had a friend who told me to cheer for the Broncos because it would piss my grandpa off. And what sounds better to a 7-year-old kid than pissing grandpa off, right? So I cheered for the Broncos, and John Elway won back-to-back Super Bowls. And after that,
Win-win,
yeah,
sir.
you just do not quit after that. You're
And
sucked
I do have
in.
to say, as one of his best. By the way, we've been best friends for like 15 years.
Yeah, long time.
But this kid weathered the storm. You weathered the storm, man.
Greasy, Plumber, Tebow, who I still don't give a shit. I was happy what he did for us. And if you ever get a chance to watch his documentary, watch it. Because when you get to the part where he says, "We're going to get the freaking first down," that'll make you fucking tear up a little bit.
You know the real men? You know how we cry? Like probably 3 times to remember the Titans? It's a real life moment like that.
Yeah. So that pretty much says everything about me. When you hear me saying all of those specific teams are going to go undefeated, it's because they probably will and because I like them a lot. So I'll hand the mic to you, Aaron. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, man. So I am from, if you look at me, you could tell I'm from San Diego. I'm extremely good looking. Swagger just out of this universe. So I'm a Chargers fan, Padres fan. LA Kings fan, Lakers fan. So anything that we don't have a team for in San Diego, I go to LA. That doesn't mean that if the Chargers go to LA, I'll be an LA fan.
Oh, you'll have to, right?
No, absolutely.
What are you going to do? Who are you going to cheer for?
I'll find someone. It will never happen, sir.
That's hard to say. Just to interject here for a second, because I think about this all the time.
Let's get on this topic.
If the Broncos moved to fucking, I don't know, Kansas, what would I do? I mean, I'm lucky enough to have the Houston Texans, who I could think about changing to. But once you're a fan of a franchise for that long, and granted, it's never happened to me. So, for example, when the Houston Oilers moved to Tennessee when I was 6, I mean, you lose that identity completely, and then they become the Tennessee Titans. Who are you really cheering for? You know what I mean? So, like, what would you do in football?
So I guess for me, being from San Diego, where we only have the Chargers and the Padres. So if you take my football team, love you Padres, but I got the Padres, sir. And that's it. So
now we both know you're full of shit, though. We both know you're full of shit. Who are you going to cheer for in football?
I don't know.
You love football.
I might just be a complete dickhead and become a Raiders fan.
Raiders are probably going to go to Vegas. So what are you going to do?
You know, I don't know.
Cross that bridge when we get there?
We'll cross it when we get
long live Qualcomm.
Yeah.
Okay?
Know,
long live the big cable box, as Berman likes to say.
It's difficult. You don't know what you're going to do until you get there. I've just always described the Chargers, and I've told this to every girlfriend I've ever had. When you leave, they're going to be there. You know? So they can't make me a liar, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, they need to be there for me. Mm-hmm. What, you know, because I've been there for them during this bullshit fourth quarter nonsense. We won't talk about that right now because I don't want to get emotional. But
and both me and Brutal over here are a big fan of players as well.
Yeah.
So not only do we have our teams, but before I remember Aaron really latching on to the Lakers as much as he did, which he has always been a Lakers fan. He was a big fan of the mid and early 2000 Denver Nuggets when they had J.R. Smith and
The
Carmelo
young J.R.
Anthony.
Smith.
Absolutely.
And a
fucking
young- and a-
Chauncey Billups.
And an Allen Iverson.
Oh, man. So we both love players and we love talent. So we will preach on that and we will follow those
110%.
those players.
And I really have to say, like, I don't hate teams. I just don't. Like, I don't hate
Oh,
the
I fucking
Patriots.
hate some teams. I hate some
I don't know,
teams,
like,
really.
it depends on the team and why. Like, if you just hate the Patriots because you want to fucking hate the Patriots,
No.
get the fuck over
No.
it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
All right,
Like,
we're going to segue real quick because I've got something to say on this subject. I really, and now that I finally have a medium, I'm going to tell people what I think about this. If you hate the Patriots because they're good, go fuck yourself. Okay?
agree.
Tom
I
Brady is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And when you see
Of all time.
Yeah, of all time. And when you see him grab somebody's face mask and rip them a new asshole when they don't play right, that's the kind of shit as a former athlete that you love to see. You love to see the fire and competition.
And I think people also hate on him because he is that intense, but he also is kicking it with his wife on a beach. He knows how to separate.
Yeah, they hate him because of Giselle, and they hate him because of Ugg boots, and they hate him because of his hair. And honestly, we'll be real with you guys. It's Patriots fans. It's Patriots fans that make people not like the Patriots. Tom Brady, if you like sports, you should like Tom Brady. If you like sports, you should love Bill Belichick because he is the best coach to ever coach football.
Of any sport.
Period.
Of
any sport? Really?
I'm going to put myself... And this is a Lakers fan, sir.
Yeah, right?
Hey,
Phil
we
Jackson
got
coming
Phil
from-
Jackson up there, sir. But I am
Who did it with
so-
the Bulls, too. That's something to say. I think I would put them on the same pedestal.
No, he did it with the Bulls with, of course,
Michael Jordan.
Brady, Michael Jordan. But here's an interesting question. What happens if on that Phil Jackson coach team, Michael Jordan goes out? What is he doing in the play? Like, what is he doing? Bill Belichick still
my Houston Rockets won the 2 seasons that Michael Jordan was out, and I know that's a big loss for a team, but I mean that's a little bit of an example. And when Tom Brady goes out, Matt Castle wins 11 games.
That's why I think Bill Belichick's the greatest.
Anyways, to circle back around, if you hate the Patriots just because they're good, then you don't know what the fuck you're doing. They have a great quarterback. They have a great coach. They have a great owner. Robert Kraft is one of the great. Bob Kraft is one of the great owners in football.
Best.
So, anyways.
And you
That's my
cannot
thoughts on
like
that.
teams or players. Like, I dislike LeBron so much.
Oh, that hurts my soul.
But I
you know
respect
how
the
much I
guy.
love LeBron.
I respect the guy. I don't like him as a person, but the guy is one of the most talented basketball players that ever played the game.
1 through 5. Let's not even get on LeBron. That's its own show. We could
Yeah.
do a whole show about LeBron.
Well, why would you want to? You see him. You see him on TV every 5 minutes. brother.
He's the best basketball player to ever live. 1 through 5. Period.
Oh,
Anyways, so circling back around.
Sorry about that, guys.
You don't hate any teams, which I think is weird because I definitely hate some teams. I hate the Cubs more than any team out there.
Well, you know I can't hate the Cubs, sir.
I hate the Cubs purely because of a certain season in 2008 with the Astros when we were on a tear in the second half, and Hurricane Ike came through Houston, and we had to play a home series in Milwaukee, which is 90 miles from Chicago. And Carlos Zambrano, who's a dickhead, but who had a couple good seasons, pitched a
More than a couple.
no-hitter against us and systematically just broke us down the rest of the season. But, yeah, I definitely have some teams that I hate. Aaron apparently doesn't hate any teams. I'll remember that.
Name a team and I'll tell you a player I like or something I like.
Oh,
about them.
I mean, I like OBJ on the Giants, but
I'm
for
a
some reason I just
Charger.
don't fucking like the Giants.
I don't either.
No.
No, okay. I fucking hate Eli Manning.
Yeah.
But I'm
he's
a
like,
Chargers fan.
Like
and
it's hard to be Peyton Manning's younger, uglier brother when Peyton Manning's already kind of dirt to dirt. I love you, Peyton. Thank
Yeah,
you,
you're
God, for the ring. But I'm just saying, like,
You thinking him for that ring?
yeah.
Sir.
Good point.
Sir.
Good point. Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
We appreciate the best offense that ever played that one season we
That
lost.
didn't win the Super Bowl. But no, I hate Eli because of the fact that I'm a Chargers fan. If you're a Chargers fan, you don't.
Oh, right.
Like
right.
as a Chargers fan, we have a hit list. Like Ed Hockley's probably at the top, but then we got Eli,
Yeah.
and then probably Ryan Leaf and Jay Cutler. Like
Yeah. And for those of
Right
you that
there.
don't remember why he hates Ed Hockley so much,
Oh,
the Broncos played a game against the Chargers, and I don't remember what year, but there was a blown call, and there was a tipped ball at the end of the game, and the Chargers tipped the ball to a Brandon Stokely, who was running a route, who took it to the house to win, and I believe that win had ramifications on the season for the Chargers and the Broncos.
there was a whistle called. There was
it was a whistle that blew a play dead.
That
Right.
blew the play dead. But that you replace those sounds with words. I'm sure you know.
So it was a call. Quarterback Jay Cutler dropped back to pass. The ball slipped out of his hands, bounced off the grass, and into the arms of Chargers linebacker Tim Dobbins. And that was the call. And the controversy was the whistle had been blown 10 seconds after the play was already finished. And the Denver Broncos went on to score a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to win 39-38.
Holy shit, that just took me back.
I
We watched that game.
Flagstaff.
We watched that game. Was that in Flagstaff?
In Flagstaff.
No,
Mhm.
when we
At
went
Connolly's.
to that fish and chips bar.
No, we're in
Are you
Connolly's.
sure?
We were in Connolly's.
I thought we were at Legends, which is our hangout here in
No, it was
Anthem, Arizona.
Connolly's. We were in Flagstaff. You guys came to visit me, I believe.
Holy shit,
Yeah, I know.
that's crazy memories.
We're old.
So we're good friends, but we some intense shit there between the Chargers and the Broncos.
Yeah, it's hard. But see, like when I say don't hate, like, man, the Raiders, I love what they're doing.
Me too. Me
I
too.
love
As
it.
as a Broncos fan, you're supposed to hate the Raiders. As a Chargers fan, I mean,
You're
kind of.
supposed to.
But like,
I don't.
maybe there's more hate on the Broncos boards
Hey.
that I follow for the Raiders because
I'm not-
everybody says fuck the Raiders. But
R.I.P. But I'm sorry, man.
yeah,
What happened as soon as you left?
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
They've been drafting so well.
Mm-hmm.
They don't just draft the fastest player anymore.
Yeah,
Remember when they
right.
did that for the first five?
Hayward Bay.
Yeah.
Hayward Bay. Remember that?
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
remember.
So that's a little bit about us, and a little bit about us. I guess we included our history as sports fans together a little bit there, and how we butt heads, but at the same time, I like the Chargers. I love Phillip Rivers and his bolo ties. Give me a fucking break.
I mean,
I'm from Texas. That's
he
great.
is just the biggest asshole on the field.
No,
and
he's
just
great.
the nicest guy when he gets.
I took
his
Phillip
post-
Rivers' side over Jay Cutler's side.
Yeah.
So if that tells you anything, I like his type of asshole. Jay Cutler, asshole nobody
He's
likes.
an asshole on the field.
Yeah,
But
smoking
the guy,
Jay Cutler.
But the guy, when he gets in an interview, he's just like, yeah, we
Legit.
try real hard
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
And they're real good.
Yeah, like
It was
the guy
great.
you could spend 4 hours with in a deer
Yeah,
stand.
he just smiles when you just blew a 20-point fourth quarter lead, sir. Give me a break. And he's just like, yeah, I'll tell you, it's all my fault. Like, no, sir, it wasn't. You didn't fumble the ball. But he's a great man. Shout out, Philip. Love you, buddy. And yes, I'd rather have you than Breeze. I know people ask me that all the goddamn time. Like, how can you be mad at losing a Hall of Fame quarterback for another Hall of Fame quarterback? You can't be mad at that.
Well, just for me to chime in real quick, I think the best thing for Drew Brees and probably for the Chargers too is that he went to the Saints, because I don't know if the Chargers, granted, they went through some great fucking seasons, man, with LT and what was that, Marty Schottenheimer in 2012.
When we fired him going
Was it 2012?
14-2?
Yeah. I don't think that they would have ever built their offense around the Saints like or around Drew Brees like the Saints did.
And I honestly just think Breeze was so great for that city and what he did for that city.
Right.
It
We
is-
just had the 10-year anniversary of the Superdome opening after Katrina. They lost that game to the Falcons, but still, it was a powerful moment.
Which I want to watch the you gotta help me. Sneed?
Willie Snead. Yeah,
Is that his name?
yeah.
For Saints.
Yeah, he's got turf toe right now. He's
No.
out.
No.
Cooks.
No.
Fleener.
No, he was the guy that blocked the punt.
Oh,
That got
he's
cancer.
dealing with MLS.
Yes,
It's MLS.
yes. He has a autobiography that I
Really?
really want to see.
Tomo, will you check out the Saints player with MLS?
Steve Gleason.
Steve Gleason.
He's like super loves Pearl Jam.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
his
I
best
saw that
friends of
special
Pearl
too.
Jam. Yeah. But he had a movie that came out. Can you look that up, Tomo? But I was like very, very like within the last couple months, and like it looks like a tearjerker.
Yeah.
Literally, the movie is called Gleason.
Gleason is the name of the movie, so look out for that.
Gleason's gonna get your eyes clean.
I do want to circle back around. You didn't give us a lot of personal info, Aaron. I'm not asking you to share your story,
So
but
basically,
I do know you have a birthday coming up, so I would
So
love for you to tell everybody when your birthday is.
Oh, no one needs to know that. So I'm basically Dos Equis, man. I'm
He's
an
fucking
interesting
old.
guy.
That's why.
Yeah, I'm gonna be 29. October 25th, 1987. Your boy was born.
87.
I know. I'm so old. I'm gonna be the
You
first
were
one.
you were talking when I was popped out.
I was
That's
talking to your mom.
95.
You're 95. Tomo's 95, and he has a
Best sounding 95-year-old I've ever heard.
Yeah, he's got a 7-foot beard. If you've ever seen Master Roshi, just imagine that, and that is our producer Tomo.
He's absolutely lying. I have a shitty just goatee, the least amount of beard you can have while still being called a beard. That kind of thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, he doesn't have a beard.
It's interesting. I'm literally sandwiched between these two guys right now, and yes, that was sexual. Between one Nathan Tomo, whose family ancestry is Arabic, and on my left, someone who you would think was Arabic.
His beard is that of an Arab.
It is. It is.
You know, guys.
I'm surprised he's got a vape and not a hookah right now. Dragon technique, am I right?
You know, so I get the Arab thing a lot, and you know what? I wanted to man out for a little bit. Every once in a while, I usually have the trendy comb over with the hard part. A man needs to be a man every once in a while, and just go gnarly, like you live in the woods, but no one actually wants to live in the woods. But you want to look like you lived in the woods, That young Sons of Anarchy. Shit, you know what I'm
I
saying?
totally feel that. I mean, as you guys both know, I just for the first time over the past 6 months started growing out my sparse Native American facial hair because I just never done it before. So I was gonna do it. And now I'm sitting here sporting my pre-Halloween costume mustache. Stay tuned for that. No, I can't. No, I can't.
Okay.
Nope, it's a surprise. Stay tuned. There's a few more weeks.
Okay, well, I'm gonna let Tomo hop on the mic real quick because I have to go potty. So,
Quick
little brother Phil. Oh, intermission with Tomo. Tomo, the young cub.
So yeah, that was the first half of the first session. We're gonna have another half coming up in just a few minutes. It's been pretty good hanging out with you guys. We'll see you in a back probably 2-3 minutes.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Bench Press. We're going to start the second half off with another craft beer that we're drinking. And this
Delicioso.
this segment is one of my personal favorites. Mellow Mushroom, one of our go-to craft beer
Shout out
spots,
to Mellow.
will only allow you to have a couple of these because it is another high-gravity beer.
Are you guys seeing a theme with the beer region?
So it only comes in 10-ounce glasses at a lot of places. It's another high gravity 10%er, and it's Decadent Imperial IPA by Ska Brewing Company.
Shout out to Ska, by the way.
Yeah,
Great people over there at Ska.
And this is from Durango, Colorado. Aaron, this one's a little bit more tangy on your tongue.
More hoppy.
Yeah, it's why don't you tell people about the hoppiness of an IPA real quick?
So when you get just a normal IPA, you're looking about 6.56% alcohol. and you're really gonna feel the hops. And that's what I was talking about earlier, where it's gonna surprise you when you get like a double IPA or triple IPA, and you get up to that 10%. It's going to be smoother, and that's why I love this beer. That you still
This beer is smoother for sure.
it is, but you still get that hit, and it's not all at once. And that to me is a good beer, where it's nice in the front, and then in the middle it kind of hits you in the throat, and at the end it finishes off nice. Like, I like complex beers, and this beer to me is that completely.
The presentation is nice
great.
too. It's got a red wax
The bottle's
coating,
great.
like Maker's Mark.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. Your girlfriend's gonna put it on your table with flowers in it. I promise you.
Little insight into our off-air conversation there. Here in the second half of this segment, we're going to work on a couple of potential, I guess, segments that we're going to do.
Be our guinea pigs, bitches.
Yeah. So craft beer is one of them. Me and Aaron both have a passion for it. We both worked at Mellow for a while. And so every time we do a podcast, we're going to have a couple of these craft beers, and we're going to do some intros to that.
Check them out, and please send us good beers.
Yeah.
'Cause we
If you want to hear us do some reviews on beers throughout the podcast, send us some of those, and we will do them on air. So we're going to start out with, just to show you guys we aren't cold calculating human beings like we are with sports, we're going to do a segment on current events. And this one's going to be specific and special because the business that I said that I own is a electronic cigarette company here in the state of Arizona called Valor Vapor. And we have multiple locations in a production facility. And Aaron is one of our general managers of one of the stores.
The general manager.
The general manager, excuse me. And our industry has been under fire a little bit recently from the FDA and certain regulations that have come down. Tomo, do you want to introduce the topic just very briefly to let people know what's going on, and then we'll expound on it?
So, basically, what's been happening with the FDA regulations? Here's the basis of it. The FDA has instated a whole bunch of rules. That's the easiest way to put it. Just rules to follow by vapor stores and smoke shops. Basically, it would instate that a lot of the things that happen day to day in a vape shop aren't allowed to happen anymore, and the change has already gone through. We're already dealing with all of the things that have happened. Not to go too far into it, but there's a few like key points you could say to the regulations. One, right. One is no more custom juice. Now, if you know anything about the vapor business and anything regarding custom juice, you know that custom juice is a widely done thing. A lot of people are doing custom juice. It's not like a small market by chance. It's not something that's small time. It's a big industry, and they've completely cut the custom juice industry just down. It doesn't exist anymore. There are no stores that are allowed to have custom juice at all. You can't make your own anything. You can't sell it. There's a lot more things that have gone into the vaping regulations. There's over 400 pages on the regulations rule list, and man oh man,
oh man.
Man oh man.
That's Tomo's new nickname.
Man oh man.
Man oh man.
So basically what Tomo's trying to say is
because he likes man oh man action. I'm so sorry, I had to go there.
Basically what they did was they took the electronic cigarette industry and they included us in all existing rules for existing tobacco products. And over the next year and a half now, 2 years as of August 8th, 2016, we are rolled into all of the rules that are existing for cigarettes and cigars and such. And some of it's good, in my opinion. Some of it's bad, in my opinion. Like he said, there's no more custom juice. And this, in my opinion, is a good thing because I don't think that we would have been allowed to operate like this forever. As much as we loved doing what we did, you can't have that type of variability in the industry and in bottle to bottle
And now, not everyone's doing it at the standard of
that we
not,
were doing.
Not
True.
not to toot, but we care.
But
you know?
toot, you know.
But toot. You what? You toot it?
So there's that. There's a limited capacity in what we're allowed to do for you in our shops when it comes to changing coils and teaching people how to build and building for them, which is all in the name of safety. The big problem is that it's wrapped around the bigger picture of more rules to come. And if nothing changes legislation-wise, it is going to kill 99% of the products that are on the market by August 18. And I know personally that, I mean, despite what they want me to say about it or what I'm allowed to say in the store, I've had multiple over the years people come in tell me about the health benefits of what they're experiencing now compared to what they were experiencing before. And I'm a full believer. I was a smoker before I started, and I don't feel the effects at all after 3 years. Aaron, you were a pack and a half a day smoker.
Heavy. Yeah,
When I tell you this man would wake up and put a cigarette in his mouth before he took his morning dump, and he was falling asleep still smoking this first cigarette, I mean exactly that.
Oh, I mean, spot on. I had gotten to the point where I was like, I came to terms that I'm never going to quit smoking cigarettes my entire life. And I was cool with it. I legitimately made that assumption. You know, you got to make, in life, you're going to have vices. Let's all just know that.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have them. I'm going to drink every day for the rest of my life till I die. If you gave me an alternative to alcohol that didn't kill me and got me drunk, sir, sign me up. But, you know, I found that in vaping, man, and it helped that my two best friends own the company, and it was cheaper for me to do that than cigarettes because
Shout out to Keith Higgins.
Shout out to not Keith Higgins.
Hegga boom boom baby sweetie.
So if you guys want to find him on MySpace, it's gonna be emo basis
7.
But no, man, no, it's a great thing. Do your research. It's great. I know at least 3 people with cancer that their doctors tell them they had to stop smoking cigarettes, and they got onto vaping.
Right.
And their doctors told them to not get off of vaping. So
because it helped them quit cigarettes. It's not because they believe vaping has health benefits necessarily.
Absolutely.
But just because they believe it's better than smoking.
They absolutely believe it's smoking, and they absolutely believe it's better. And they really don't think the real people that are checking these people out and giving them, hey, you want to live longer, are telling them to do this. Not like, hey, maybe you should just stop everything. They're actually telling them, and this is from the people I've talked to. Mm-hmm. They're like, hey, man, you're okay to do this. Like, they're checking it off. Not saying, no, they're saying, you're good to do that.
Right.
And that to me is, those are the stories that are not being told, and those are the stories that we should tell. And it's beautiful, man, and it's awesome. And I honestly, dude, I'm not one of those cloud kitties, man. I'm not.
Neither of us are.
Neither of us
We're
are.
not.
Not that we hate on them.
No, not at all. You're always welcome at Valor.
Always welcome. We welcome everyone. But, like, the reason why I want to be part of this company so bad was my boys would tear up in their eyes when they would get someone off cigarettes, and when I got off cigarettes, and my parents, that now my dad is vaping, like, it's and he never smokes it, like, he secretly smokes cigarettes, and I never knew about that.
Right.
I never knew about it until my mom's like, can we get your dad a vape?
Right.
We got you, Pops.
I think the point that both of us are going to bring to the table here, and yes, I mean, you could say we're biased because we have interest in the business, but if you look at a country that's not controlled by the many shadow puppets that the United States might be controlled by, like the UK and the health studies that they've done, and you don't look at your local news where you see batteries blowing up because idiots don't know how to take care of their stuff, and they're going to shops that aren't professional, and they don't explain to them how to take care of their stuff.
Hey, Hey, Note 7, Samsung, what's going on?
No.
Hey, you're killing kids.
Hey man, I'm still gonna buy one. Just
Hey,
saying.
but the FDA is not come down on Samsung.
Right. So basically, what we're saying is that, in our opinion, and I think I can speak for both of us, we think that it's good for the people, and we think businesses have to do it the right way in order to show the people and the FDA that we're in it for a good reason. And if you feel the same way, and if you have any questions, please feel free to call in and email us, and we'll get you that information here at the end of this episode or the next episode. Please support HR 2058, which is a bill that would effectively change the grandfather date so that e-cigarettes would not be included into the same rules as traditional tobacco products. Support Larry Faircloth, who toot Valor Vapor has flown into Arizona along with the help of Kidney
Cool
Puncher.
dude, by the way.
Yeah,
Cool
dude. Cool fucking dude.
Totally, Senator's totally down with cursing.
Yeah.
He's down with the fucks and the shits. It's great. I'm not saying he fucks shits, guys. I'm not trying to get sued.
But yeah, support those avenues. We believe that they're the best avenues and the ones with the most potential. But yeah, share your experiences and help them understand that we're doing good and we're helping people quit a thousands of year old useless tradition of lighting something on fire and smoking it.
Check out A Billion Lives Matters.
Yeah, Billion Lives Matter. Yeah, it's called A Billion Lives. A Billion
I'm the
Lives.
pretty one, not the smart one, guys. So I'm not very.
It's a documentary, and forgive me, but I forget who it's made by. But it's already won some awards, and it's going to be premiering in Phoenix later this October.
Super indie.
Yeah.
So it's basically
Yeah,
directed by Zach Braff,
So
guys.
yeah, so if you want to be
if
cool,
you like Zach Braff, go ahead and tune in.
if you want to be cool before it's cool, tune into A Billion Lives and pay attention. Because somebody in Hollywood actually saw past the nonsense that the government is trying to feed us. The director was Aaron Biebert, and it is premiering in Phoenix.
24th, I believe. 16th.
So it'll be premiering on August 6th, 2016. At the Pabst Theater, and then also in Arizona, it will be premiering at just a second, guys. Finding it on the web.
Hey, I'm gonna say 24th right now, guys.
Correct, August.
Ooh,
24th.
your boy coming in.
Not
clutch.
August, October.
October,
October
that's what I meant.
24th.
That's what I
Very close to Aaron's birthday that he won't reveal to you guys because he is fucking old.
He's still a straight dime piece.
But still,
people.
yeah, straight down.
Guys and girls.
A 10 without boots.
All ages.
A 10 without boots. And you guys out there know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what the fuck he's talking
Tomo, do you have a closing 15, 30 seconds for us?
Well,
Give us your vape shit, bro.
So yeah, basically, man, oh man, trying to get people to stop smoking.
This guy with his half chub over here and his hard nipples.
pretty.
God damn it.
Pretty cool to help people stop smoking. I also work at the vape shop. You know, I'm a vape guy. I've been doing vaping for almost like 6 years now. I love vapes. I really do.
I wish we had the video footage up right now because I would just scan his little corner and show you what the fuck this psychopath has in his room.
Yeah.
You know, shout out to Space Jam. You know, showpiece. It's awesome. I mean, I wouldn't have it in my house, but Tom was a different animal.
What Aaron's saying is Tomo came upon a Space Jam trade show display that he has in his vape room here, in which we're
really
casting
big,
from.
Has a huge dildo on the left
Yeah.
side of it.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's super great.
Yeah,
It's supposed to be a rocket, but boys and girls, call it how we see it.
Yeah.
That's a dildo.
He's got a ton of Ripe vapes on there, which is one of the best juices in the business.
Shout out to Rad Babes.
And he's also got a lot of valor on there. But that's
Valor.
it. We might have ran over our time on the current events segment for that, but
which we don't give a fuck.
Right, because that's important to us, and we wanted to include that in the first episode. So look forward to more current events, and we're going to move into a few other segments that we hope to make regulars on our shows.
And boys and girls, just a quick second. Please give us feedback if you think we're talking too long about some shit. But our format is
we're learning. We're learning, right?
We're learning, but our format is what you're doing with your boys in your living room when you're talking shit. And that's what we want to bring to the table, man.
That's what we do. We talk shit.
You know, and that's what brought this up is I don't want this to be too formal, and I just want us to have fun with you guys, man. So just speak at us. Let us know if we're annoying you. If I'm sniffling too much in the mic, let me know. If we're vaping too much in the mic, let us know, man. Mm-hmm. It's important to us. We want to get better. It's hard for perfection to get better, so I'll still try.
Last second shout out. If you're interested in vaping and you like what we had to say, please check out Rising from the Ashes by Mark Ajiti, who is one of the best podcasts for vaping and vaping news. And it's also right
Mark
here out of the
Ajiti?
valley. Yes.
Probably one of the coolest. I'm naming my son Mark Ajiti.
So we're going to close that segment with that, and then we'll be back to sports here in a sec. All right, guys, welcome back to the final segment of Benched
Welcome
Press.
back, you fuckers.
Lead off with our third and final craft beer of the night. Tonight it's Stay Coastal by Coronado Brewing Company, and it's the Pumpkin Drublick.
Shout out Coronado.
Making a play on the drunken public, which
if you're ever in San Diego and you want to take your chick on a nice little night, Coronado Island, take the ferry out. Beautiful. Little sorry.
That is correct. It's Coronado, California, and it's the seasonal selection. It is an 8% alcohol by volume. This one's nice. This is the first time we've had either of these. We started off with a couple of our favorites, but this is, I mean, smelling right away. It doesn't necessarily give off pumpkin right away. It's a little bit more.
It's subtle. It's nice because it's a pumpkin beer that's not 5% alcohol.
Yeah.
And it has a little bit more oomph to it, which kind of hides that overall just overwhelming pumpkin taste.
Yeah, I agree. If you like alcohol, you'll like this beer because it's a little bit heavier alcohol taste because, like Aaron's explained to you before, there's not as much sugars. It's not as high volume alcohol, but the finish and the taste of pumpkin is definitely there.
Well balanced. Love it.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at it at all.
It's definitely nice.
So I'm excited.
Yeah, and we're drinking bombers, so we're drinking big beers. If you can't find it in a 6-pack, that's probably why. So you can check it out in the large beer selection.
Yeah, so we're drinking bombers of 10% alcohol with some vodka.
Sharesies, right? Sharesies.
We're sharing, but so if we get a little sloppy by the end of this, don't judge us. We having fun. Tomo's giving me those young sex eyes.
Sex me eyes.
I love it.
The fuck me eyes, right?
So I think we're gonna call Tomo the young man, the young chin
man,
beard,
man.
the young chin beard, just that young sexy chin beard over there. But
so he's the man, aka chin beard.
Man, oh man. Where'd that come from? Where did the man, oh man thing come from?
You said that.
No, I said that.
Well, man.
Tomo correct us real quick.
Tomo said that,
said
and you said you're the man, oh man. You like it being
I do like
you like
right,
being in between
like
man
I said,
and
I've been
man.
drinking a lot. So so the man, oh man, the young chin beard, and then we got Carl Ruthless / Lowe's, which I think in a little bit we're gonna have a little vote skis on Carlos's nickname. I think that's what we're gonna do.
We'll have to set up a poll.
Yeah, I think we're gonna do that because we can't decide on one.
I'm not doing that.
We're fucking. You shut your face. Mm-hmm.
But the Brutal Poodle stays.
Brutal Poodle stays forever. But so for every sports fan, we're coming up into Fantasyland. It becomes basically our winter wonderland of lollipops and cakes everywhere
Oh yeah.
because it's about to be the greatest
Yeah.
time of the year.
But yeah, before the season starts, where you have the best feeling about your team,
Well,
even
that
if even if
too.
you start 10-0, you kind of feel better about your team before the season starts. All the hopes are there.
For sure. But we now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have baseball playoffs, football, some basketball, and hockey all at the
All
same
at the
time.
same time.
And that sounds like a foursome to me. Beautiful. With a bunch of clones of Blake Lively. And I'm not mad at that situation whatsoever. So I think we're just going to talk a little about some... we're going to get into our bias state and talk about some basketball.
We're going to talk about some of our teams, and we're going to talk about some general consensus potential of the NBA league. Let's start with the Lakers because they have the lowest hopes of the two of us.
Definitely not the lowest hopes. He's a fucking being biased piece of shit. And do know that I'm about 260, 2% body fat, pure muscle, just delicious man. Basically, people compare me my doppelganger as The Rock, a.k.a. Dwayne Johnson. And yeah, no, I'm very excited about my young Lakers. Luke
What are you
Walton,
excited about?
everything. Everything. We, oh man.
You said that the last two seasons, didn't you?
Nah, man. We got a young coach that gets our young players, that is committed to our young players and playing a style that fits them.
With a Warriors pedigree.
With the Warriors playing the same style, and our kids are already loving it. D'Angelo's, they're already saying how different it is, and how Luke is out there playing with the kids, taking them on one-on-one. It's gonna be a fun season. They're already having fun.
What are you looking forward to the most?
I'm looking forward to seeing this young stud superstar in D'Angelo Russell that is taking over this team. This kid that Luke Walton said, "Hey man, this is our point guard. This is your leader." There is no when you look at the interviews from these young guys, it's never they try to fish them and get them to say the wrong things. Who's the new face of your franchise? And I watched all of them speak one-on-one, and they all said the same thing. There is no one face of the franchise. We are a team of brothers, and we're bringing this together. And it's the start of something super special. D'Angelo Russell, Jordan Clarkson, Julius Randle, Larry Nance Jr. We have these cats that I'm super excited about, and we have some nice veterans. And I mean, we have Mozgov, Luol Deng, and they're not talked about, and they're not out speaking themselves because they know the future of this squad. A young Ingram who is looking very, very good, who's playing defense, which all they talked about their first 3 training practice of this year was there was no offense involved, 0 offense. It was all defense. We are focused on defense. We have a bunch of studs that can score. And I'm not saying we're going to win the title next year, but are we going to be fun to watch? I guarantee you that.
So let's get down to brass tacks. Where do you see yourself in the West?
High hopes. 8th seed. 8th seed. I'd love to be there. Do I think we'll get there? No. But do I think we'll be competitive? Do I think we're going to be that team that is going to compete every night and could lose to anyone and beat anyone? Absolutely. We have a bunch of pure scorers, and they're working hard. In this offseason, no one told them to do this, but this group of young kids, which our starting 5 is under 25 years old, we're doing our own workouts at 6 in the morning.
So you're saying they're the Astros of the NBA?
I mean, I'd like to compare more to the Cubs.
You fucker.
Yeah, I got it. But no, man, they're putting the work and they're convincing Luke Walton, and I think this is a really good chance for Luke Walton to do his own thing, and I'm excited about it. And for the first time in a long time, to be a Lakers fan is cool again, kind of, you know. and I'm excited about it, man. I'm looking forward to this season.
So overall, you've got a young crew,
Very young.
and
Very young.
you're past the days of playing the lottery, and you expect to compete for the playoffs, and you look to only go up from the potential 8 seed that you project.
I think the 8 seeds is our best. I mean, our whole team already.
I think you could get the 8 seed. I think you could get the 8 seed.
Man. But you look at teams like Phoenix ain't bad. I mean,
Phoenix is always ain't bad. But
Sure.
the 8 seed last season was Dallas and Houston.
That's a thing, though. The West
That's
is
the
always
West.
so disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you put the Rockets over there in the East, they're a second, third team, seed team, man. I mean, and that's why it's hard to really say where we're gonna be at. But as long as we get better and our young guys play, and we're excited to watch. I mean, that's what I care about, and we get some key victories.
Right,
over
as a
good
fan,
teams.
you can hold the viewers
I'm not trying to win a championship next year or the
Right.
year after that.
because we're realistic fans.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
I still think the Chargers can win the Super Bowl this year. But if it wasn't for if it was a 3 period league, I'm sorry, quarter league, yeah, we're winning
Top notch. Yeah.
We're winning Super Bowl, sir.
Well, let me take that moment to segue into the Rockets. It's hard being the West.
What you gonna do?
Well, it's hard being in the West, as you know, after the Kevin Durant move to fucking Golden State, and Oklahoma City's still there with raw talent. And
Tell me what's your guys' starting 5 gonna look like next year?
well, we got a couple of free agents this year, a couple guys that we've been targeting for a while, actually, Eric Gordon and Ryan Anderson, both from the Pelicans.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, not at all. Our starting 5 looks like Ryan Anderson, Trevor Ariza, James Harden, Eric Gordon, and Clint Capella or Nene. We got Nene in the offseason. Yeah, so, and Mike D'Antoni came over to be the coach.
Though, to me, is the big
Yeah,
big one.
He's been the stretch four we're looking for, and Dwight Howard couldn't do it for us.
Maybe the best in the game.
Yeah. So tonight he was 8 for 16, 7 of 13 from 3-point land.
Not mad at you.
7
sir.
of 13 from 3-point land.
He's a goddamn assassin.
26 points and 7 rebounds. That's what Dwight Howard was supposed to be every night. Not the 3-point land, but points. James Harden, four of 8 from 3-point land, 7-11 from field goals.
If you're James Harden, what do you want? Someone stretching.
Yeah, guys to pass the ball to score.
Or someone stretching you out so you can just do that, that super travel you do and get
right. Dude, that's called the Euro step, sir. That's called the Euro step. Nobody does it better.
Super Euro. Manu Ginobili, sir. Sir.
So we actually.
You're on the microphone right now. This is being recorded.
Yeah,
You just said James Harden had better Euro step than fucking. Come on, sir.
Well, I didn't say that,
Ginobili?
but now that you bring it up, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, everybody knows he's an NBA first team, even if he doesn't get voted to it.
So everyone go on Carl's fucking Instagram right now and tell me he's a fucking piece of poop.
I probably won't get back to you for like a month because I don't do Instagram. But we beat the Knicks 130 to 103 tonight. So if you thought the Knicks were going to compete, you were sorely wrong. But with Mike D'Antoni coming over, and I don't know if you heard this, but James Harden's going to be running point for us. So he's
breaking news for me, sir.
Yeah, he's not the 2. He's going to be running the 1. Eric Gordon's going to be running spot up shooting
until he gets hurt.
Yeah, well, that's one thing. But we're looking good, and it's unfortunate.
But are you serious? Eric or
yeah.
James
That's
really? Okay.
no, that was news. Yeah, for sure. He's going to be running the point because he already controls the ball for us mostly. He's just going to be distributing a little bit more than he has been.
Fucking triangle, or what are you doing?
We're not playing the triangle. We're doing Mike D'Antoni, and from what I've heard from the camp, they are putting focus on defense. We can already play offense. They're focusing on defense a lot, which doesn't sound like D'Antoni.
So where's Patrick going?
Beverly? He's coming off the bench where he belongs, and I love you. I love you, Beverly. I love the way you get in people's faces, and I don't care if you break Westbrook's knee at all. Um, but
Please do.
yeah, like come in, be fierce for 18 minutes a game, and that's what I want.
And he can
Because
score.
the rest of the rest of the game, we're scoring points. You know what I mean? On the bench, we brought back Pablo Prigioni, Sam Decker, who's second year now, and he's looking.
He's a stroker
Yes,
out
he is.
of Maryland. I want to say.
I think
want to
he
say-
he
no.
played 10 minutes tonight, and he's 22, small forward, born in '94, making
Where's
me
he out
feel
of?
old.
It's like Maryland, Oklahoma, one of those places.
Yeah,
What's his name?
Sam
Decker.
Decker. Tomo, if you could check on that for us. SAMDEKKER.
Stroker.
Yeah.
He's like a 6'7" guy with just a.
So much like most of the West,
Oh
I
my God! It is. It's Oklahoma.
don't think it's Oklahoma.
It's Oklahoma. Oklahoma. It's Oklahoma.
Anyways, I feel really good about my team, but like everybody else in the West, it feels like it doesn't matter.
I don't.
Wisconsin.
Hey, it's red.
Yeah, red and white. But when as a fan, and even if the players aren't telling you this, they're lying. Seeing what you're going up against in Golden State just feels shitty when you're starting the season. As good of a team as you have, it just feels somewhat like there's less hope. So when you field a good team and you spend that money, it's just kind of maybe pointless. Not pointless. Obviously, you got 82 games to play and you got millions of dollars to make, but your end goal seems way more difficult than before.
It's hard. It's difficult. But there's these like you think Russell Westbrook is thinking anything, but I'm going to murder you.
I think he's gonna try,
I
I think he's
the
walking
guy-
into a gunfight with a knife.
I think he's running into a gunfight with maybe a littler gun, but I think he still has a gun
Yeah.
because that dude is.
So who's stepping up for?
I mean, it's a more balanced team.
Durant.
Westbrook finally gets to be the man. You got Oladipo.
He was already posting triple doubles though. I mean,
He
they
was,
seemed
he
to
was.
share pretty well, even when they got
but you have
intense.
Victor and I feel
Oladipo,
like
right?
yes,
Mhm.
and I feel like Enes Kanter is going to play a much bigger role, and I think I think the biggest difference when people were like, "Fuck, the Thunder are really good," is when they started beating the Thunder because they were using Enes Kanter. He's one of the best offensive, low post, and can stand you up in the NBA. Power offensively, defensively, yes, he's a liability. And then, man, they had some people that showed up. Stevens, come on, man. He went to a nobody to one of the best centers in the game within like 3 weeks. No one knew who Adam Stevens was before the playoffs started. Now he's like, hey, that really cool, Swedish dude with the tattoos, he's awesome. He's a monster now. And he could have got paid and he didn't.
Yeah. Let's go
They're
around.
so scary.
Let's go around the league real quick.
Around the league.
By the way, shout out if you don't watch the league and you're a fantasy football
You
fan,
fucking up.
you are fucking up.
You're fucking up.
They take fantasy football lingo you take for granted and apply it to real life, and it is everybody out there should be a It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia fan. If you like fantasy football and you're It's Always Sunny fan, then this is the fucking show for you.
If you like to laugh, if you want a show
Yeah.
about football that you can watch with your girlfriend that she won't hate and laugh, this is your show.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you guys already know about the league anyways.
So, real quick, tonight, modest box score, but if you watch the game, Joel Embiid for the 76ers against the Celtics looked strong. He missed his first 3 shots, and then he hit a turnaround jumper for 2. He even hit what was basically a toe away from a 3-pointer, and he looks good. And that's
So what do you do?
what do I do?
What do you do with those 3? Embiid, Okafor, and Noel.
Well, right now as the 76ers, you have to play the craps. You have to play the
They've
slots.
said, which I'm a little surprised about, that Embiid's safe.
Embiid?
Embiid's
Yeah,
safe.
he should be. He's just
It's-
finally getting to play his first basketball.
Well, Noel and Okafor have both played and played very well, and you're not choosing them.
Well, yeah, but
They're both on the chopping block to be traded,
Mhm.
and you're gonna go with the unknown commodity.
I think you just have to find out. And I think if I was them, I would let my
Who are you trading?
well, that's not easy for me to say. What I would say is that you have to they probably weren't fielding the offers that they were wanting to field for these guys. So you put them on the field a little bit and let them go into battle and let them improve their worth. And
No, they've said one of those two is gone.
yeah, I know, but wait till halftime after they improve their worth and see what happens.
But I don't understand not putting Embiid in that mix. I don't know. Okafor has showed that he can play in the NBA.
It's
and
hard.
he do it
It's hard when
well.
you get that many lottery
Very
picks.
well.
I mean, you need to
And
see
you take 37 centers in a row.
you need to see which one of them pans out and which one you can get value for.
Yeah,
You know, so
I
I
agree.
think that's what they're doing. We'll bounce around again. The Warriors. This is an update. Warriors pummel the Clippers 120-75 after leading by 53 at one point. Kevin Durant scores 21 and home debut for the Warriors. Clippers are picked by a lot of people to be, of course, you can never count the Spurs out, but the Clippers and the Spurs are the only teams that are given a shot to bounce out the Warriors.
Well, I feel like the Clippers get that every year. Who doesn't want a team?
Yeah.
Who doesn't want a team with Chris Paul, Jamal Crawford, DeAndre Jordan,
All the big names.
Blake Griffin?
Yeah.
Like, who doesn't want
Sounds
that
real
team?
nice when you call it out and they walk onto the court.
And then
right?
you're like, wait, who they coached by? Doc Rivers? Yeah, I want that team too.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't always work out the way you
Mhm.
want it to.
Right.
It doesn't, and it never has. They have their nights where they're just monsters,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not built like that. They're not going to win a title.
Right.
They can't win a title.
Well, sorry guys for the West Coast bias there. Sorry to say, but the East Coast isn't much to talk about for years now. I don't care how good Toronto gets. Chris Bosh is looking like he's done in Miami. Cleveland is the boss there.
Fuck you, Pat Riley.
Well, fair, not fair.
Those motherfuckers.
There's money to be saved there.
They stayed for you. When LeBron left.
Chris Bosh has blood clots.
When LeBron left, those two dudes stuck by your goddamn side.
Yeah, which by the
And
way,
they
Chris
coulda
Bosh,
signed-
you should have came to Houston, obviously.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, Bosh, I'll still take you, bud. Come hang out. Duke is
I don't think he wants to drink beer and vape.
I'm sure he does.
Anyways,
I don't know if his doctors will let him vape, but
so
it's healthy. Bosh.
sorry about that. The East is just isn't much to talk about. We're gonna move into our final thoughts. I'm gonna pass it over to Aaron. He's got he-
for all you UFC fans.
he's got some fight night info to look forward to.
So we got 2 of 4 coming up, which I'm very excited about. Not super excited about. I don't know. It's a weird scenario. You have Michael Bisping fighting Dan Henderson, and it's super cool. I think it'd be one of the greatest fights ever for UFC 100, but it's 2016. So why you're having Michael Bisping, who to me just had the #1 upset of all time against Luke Rockhold, who was a goddamn murderer, destroying everyone, Chris Weidman, everyone, and you're going to go ahead and throw him Dan Hendo, who Dan Hendo said after this fight, I'm retiring. And this is why sometimes I question. I mean, obviously, Dana White took a $2 million company to a $4.2 billion company.
Judas.
What are you doing, man? You have a bunch of murderers in row for this fight. You have Jacare together. You have all these dudes that are like legitimately monsters and beasts, and you're gonna feed Michael Bisping Dan Henderson? It doesn't make sense to me. I think it's great. It obviously can sell fights. If you haven't seen,
Which is what you have to do when you take a company to 4 point whatever billion
it
dollars.
is, but as a fight fan, it doesn't do anything for me, man.
Is it 4 billion or 2 billion?
4.2 billion.
4.2 billion.
They started so in 2001 they bought the UFC for $2.1 million, and in that time to now, they sold for $4.2 billion, which fucking you're doing something right. But I mean, it irritates me because as a fight fan, it's not the fight I want to see. But for you people that aren't excited for this fight, watch the last Bisping and Dan Henderson fight. Dan Henderson is a classy man. He's one of the stand-up dudes of the sport. And the last time, because we all know Bisping runs he's from England, man. Mm-hmm. They're about getting drunk and talking shit. And he runs his mouth. And Dan Henderson takes this shot, knocks him out, and just takes this overhand right to his face after the fight's over. And Hendo is not known for this. Dan Henderson is American treasure. He's an American treasure, man. He should be on a dollar bill. He's amazing. But he takes a cheap shot, which Dan is not known for at all. And it's one of the most famous clips of MMA of all time. And that's what makes this fight exciting. But there's so many people in line to, like, you're not going to feed him a Chris Weidman. You're not going to, I'd rather have a rematch against Luke Rockhold. I'd rather have a Jacare go against
Without
him.
somebody in the middle? Without somebody in the middle? Like without a buffer fight?
Well, he holds the title. Bisping won.
Right, but
the
they
title.
just fought. So you got to have a buffer
Give him a
fight,
rematch.
right?
Give him a fucking rematch.
So when is that? UFC 204?
Tomo, December 204.
Just a second.
But it's gonna be a great fight. It's gonna be awesome. There's gonna be a lot of animosity. It's gonna be great. I'm super stoked for it. But we all know we're looking forward.
Actually, UFC 204 Bisping versus Henderson is Saturday, October 8th.
He's right.
It is this weekend.
I'm so
this
looking
weekend,
to
folks.
UFC 205.
So that's a great look forward to this week. Is that fight? And I know nothing about MMA, but I look forward to learning more. Being next to Brutal Poodle for
It's
the
gonna be
foreseeable
great.
future.
It's gonna be awesome. I'm excited. We're having a great 2 months of MMA. 9 weeks in a row of fights. I love it.
Yeah, that sounds cool and
It's
everything, but most
beautiful.
people don't watch UFC, so I'm gonna go
That's
ahead.
we all know who Chris Cyborg is, and she needs to fight dudes.
Who's that?
Chris
That's a dude,
Cyborg?
right?
That's a email.
Just kidding.
I'd run from her.
Anyways.
Carlos, take it away, you little shrimpy.
All right.
dick.
Well, I'm going to go with the easy route here. And tomorrow night, Wednesday, San Francisco Giants play the New York Mets. And lots to talk about this game. It's Madison Bumgarner versus Noah Syndergaard, and that is a matchup that anybody should want to see. Far different from the American League playoff where both Stroman and whoever pitched for the Orioles both had an over 5 ERA versus each other's team. And Madison Chris Tillman, thanks Tomo. The over-under is 6, and it's going to be at Citi Field in New York. But you just feel like even though the Giants had a rough time in the second half, that with the pitchers they have, there's nobody in the MLB who wants to face their lineup of Bumgarner, Samardzija, and Cueto. Nobody wants to face that in a series, and we all know Bumgarner's aces in the playoffs, and
Ice water in like
yeah,
his veins.
yeah, ice water in his veins for sure. And the Mets, as much as they hung on and did well in the second half, they had too many injuries to feel like this is their year. And we all know it's an even year, and the Giants run the even years as of late.
That's the beautiful part about baseball, man. It's the hardest thing to call. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
You never know.
And I look forward to the Giants winning this game on Wednesday, tomorrow night, and playing the Cubs. Because those top three in the rotation.
That's a fun series.
Yeah,
that's a really fun
Bumgarner,
series.
Cueto, and Samardzija
That's
versus Arrieta, Lester, and
Can we soak that series in for a second?
yeah. If you're a baseball fan, you
That's
need
fun as it gets.
need to soak that in because
That's
it is
fun.
as good as it gets. And with Pence and I'm drawing a blank, but everybody. I mean, obviously Posey and everybody in that Giants
Brandon
lineup.
Belt. I mean,
Brandon Belt, UT. Thank you, Burnt Orange. They're just scrappers, and they always find a way to put it together. And no matter how they suffered in the second half, I just personally feel, even though the Mets are favored by a run, which you kind of have to do at home, I just feel like they're going to pull through, and
like
they
they're
may
more
or
of a
may not beat
team.
the Cubs,
I feel
but
like they're
I'm
more
cheering
of a
for them.
team. You know.
Yeah.
And
As
that's
soon as the playoffs hit, they have a different gear, and Bochy makes sure they have a different gear.
And they're a team, and that's why I want to see them face the Cubs, because I feel like this is one of the first since like the Red Sox, you know, back in like 2004. Like it's a squad of really incredible talents that really actually give a shit about each other, and that's the great thing about having a young team that you breed. They care about each other. They're too dumb to know other, you know.
Right.
They don't see the business side of things. They see look at these guys. Look at Chris Bryant, Addison Russell, Rizzo, Sherbert. Well, Scherbert's not playing. But these guys, they don't know any better. I mean, this is their first team in the big leagues. So to them,
that has downsides too.
but
They don't have the experience the
for
Giants have.
But the way they look at it, they don't know that heartbreak of losing your family. Like, these are their brothers to them. And they're so tight-knit. And
Well, Addison Russell came over from the athletics organization. He's fairly
never-
new to the Cubs too.
well, he never played a professional game with
Right. But you know very well who he grew
Yeah.
up playing with and who he misses.
No, I mean 110%. They love their guys, man. But when you're that young and you're with a bunch of young kids, this is what kept OKC together for so long.
Right.
Like when you're playing, and this is why Golden State's so good. When you get some young kids that are talented together, and
Wait till they
love
have to
playing-
sacrifice money. That's the big thing that separates those two.
We will
but,
see.
but
He's right. You're
o-
on
overall, I think the Giants. I'm pulling for the Giants here, and I think they're going to win because of Bochy, and because of the way they play ball. And there's something about them that's different in October, especially in an even year. And I feel that they're scrappers. I mean, you have guys like Cody Ross and Wanu Ribe,
They're ball
who
players.
just
They're
they
Brandon
have somebody
Belt. Like,
they
they're
have
a
somebody
bunch
who
of ball
steps
players.
up every season, and it's a different guy every season.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be named Posey, and it's probably not going to be named Belt or Pence.
I agree.
But somebody might win
They
the MVP of the series, and you probably don't know their name
Good point.
as of right now.
Yeah, you're right.
I think we're gonna close the show right there. We have one more outro, and we're gonna put our producer Tomo on the spot
So
right
we're
now.
gonna call this segment that young Tomo time.
What you smoking, Tomo?
That Tomo time. What you smoking?
Yeah. In honor of the new prop in Arizona who might pass this year, for legal smoking marijuana rights.
And we super 420 friendly.
Yeah. What up?
I don't even smoke
yeah.
in a 420.
We're just over here dank planking.
Just
You know. Yeah. Just
playing your dank.
yeah. Just
Hey,
prone boning.
hey, sir. Let me play with your dank real quick.
So, hey, Tomo, without further ado, take us out with what you're smoking this week. What
AKA
strain?
Tomo time.
So,
And if Tomo wants to put a little, give us a quote of the week from Tomo after the smoke time if you want. Drop some knowledge on us, Tomo.
The quote of the week, of course, is "Man, oh man." That's the quote of the week. That'll be the quote. I have a different word I say every single week. Last week it was Tony, so this week it's "Man, oh man." Anyways,
wait, okay.
what I'm smoking today.
Wait. Oh, I'm so sorry. Why was your word last week, Tony?
That's just what I
It's
said,
a
man.
name.
Everybody became a Tony. If you were there, you were Tony. Carl knows this. 2 weeks ago, my word was Papa. I called everybody and I call my like shower curtain Papa. Excuse me, Papa. Got to get through here. But anyways, what I'm smoking this week, I'm smoking AK-47. I'm actually not smoking it. I'm vaping it. I'm vaping it out of a little tiny vaporizer. It's the AK-47.
Hey, Tomo, can I please see that real quick, sir?
You can see it.
Oh, damn.
Absolutely.
See it in my mouth.
Don't let the name fool you. It'll leave you relaxed and mellow. It's a sativa dominant, although it's a hybrid, so it has both of the strains inside of it. It's a mix of the Colombian, the Mexican, the Thai, and the Afghan varieties. It's a complex blend of flavors. And has sweet and sour and also floral notes. It's a pretty dank bud, if I do say so myself. Not too bad.
And I called Tomo my dank bud.
Nice, Tomo. You definitely couldn't tell you read that off Wikipedia. Nice job. Leafly. Sorry.
We want to throw a shout out to Leafly
Yeah,
real
we'll
quick.
put citations for Leafly at the...
Don't sue us.
Anyways, thanks, guys, for listening to the inaugural podcast of The Benched Press with...
Had so much fun.
Yeah, Aaron Brutal Poodle Eckloff and Carlos Los Ruthless Dewberry.
Dash Ruthless. Dash the man. Dash the soldier with the mustache. Dash whatever you think. Let us know.
Yeah.
Dash furry butthole man. We don't know what we're going to call him yet. We'll post pictures of his butthole so you can say if it's furry or not. We appreciate you guys. This is, what are we calling this?
The Benched Press right now. If you didn't get that, it's a play on obviously the workout of the bench press, but we are also the Benched Press Association. We are
so official.
we are the guys who know sports, who are not employed by sports. And if you ever played high school or college sports and you weren't on the starting squad, then you know what being benched is like. So we are the Benched Associated Press here. So thank you for listening. We'll see you next week. We appreciate it. Benched Press.
We're the bench.
You should know this, motherfucker. You're in the show.
Like I said, I'm not smart.
Yeah.
We're the bench press. We're done.
Work on your game.
Work on your game.